Hello and welcome to the next episode of Banner Saga 3 with me, Winslayer. I'm having a lot of fun. So far, the battles have gone well. Petrus rallies his men with tremendous skill. You quickly repel the ambush with his help. Wiping his blade clean of blood, Petrus then leans into Rega hard with fists and feet until the man is curled in a quivering ball on the ground. Gotta get the timer going again. The thrashing ends when Petrus is satisfied, and the fighter who joined you in the battle paces nearby. Bastards, utter bastards. It's been miserable hard on the road, and I wasn't willing to watch Goodman go down like that. I'm Gredmunder, he continues. Lots of us here from Bindle. I was captain there myself. He glances at his banner, trampled and bloodied, and notices yours, though I'll admit we could be doing better. You take the hint. You can join us. I swear it, Grummunder replies. He gathers his people in his tattered banner and sends word along to his people. Petrus and Gredmunder chat. That's a lot of stuff. As you continue to the Great Hall, kindred spirits. Ooh, we got a lot of clansmen all of a sudden. Yes, they are a clan. Just these people that we met like a day ago. In this past day. This thing's not ticking up for whatever reason. It's been a long day. So happy we finally get to see the inner walls. Most of the playthroughs stopped around here, the people who were showing off like the game before it was released. Now that looks like some great hall, huh? You finally approach the black stone walls, deep at the center of Arboring. Petrus instructs you to head up the stairs while he hauls Ruga away. Oddly huffs when she learns she can't join you. I guess only the important people are invited. She says, I'll try to find a place for the rest of us. Where do you think is best? I trust Oddleaf. I'll do what I can, says Oddleaf. But up on top of that hill is where we ought to be. Oddleaf looks back at the Great Hall. Maybe if you had the king's ear. You want to be in the Great Hall or on top of the hill. Okay, I guess we'll try and get his ear and get our people inside the walls. All the people of Bindle and whatnot. The black rock plateau casts a long indigo shadow over you like a storm cloud. As you climb the steps, the view shifts from verdant green hills into a morbid panorama of carnage and darkness. These words. Eventually you come to stand beside rich and powerful men with long names and banners, called before King Mainoff as you were. Hakon is here, as well as Canary, both given a wide berth. From where you stand at the back of his enormous hall, King Mainoff looks small and withered upon the throne. I bet. He speaks slowly, as if stepping carefully through cobwebs of old memories. You can only hear bits and pieces about change of heart and protecting the weak. Eventually you give up trying to make out the words. Suddenly the hall goes silent. Everyone has turned to stare at you. The king beckons and you approach. Sup? That's cool. Ludin's there. Petrus is there. All these people that I assume could have died are in that little image With this, the king sends the crowds away and takes you aside privately. You are to be thanked in person for bringing my son home to me. Now, I'm afraid I must selfishly beg a favor of you. The road between Borsgard and Arbrang is lost, especially with a man like Ruga. Is long, especially with a man like Ruga. Tell me, how did you fare in his company? He tried to kill me. You're not the first. Yet somehow he commands the loyalty of many. Maybe it says something about the hearts of men. I suspect you already know this, but the man has poisoned me. Is it just me, or is the volume crazy loud at this point? Let's turn it down a bit. At least in the recording. There we go. That's better. It just got quieter all of a sudden. He did it when we met in good faith to negotiate peace. My menders have been unable to find a cure. Oh, he's still poisoned? No. That is really not good, because, you know, the king is like what's holding everything together. Roga and I have something of a long and miserable history. No doubt he means to watch me wither on the throne. But perhaps you've seen his weakness. Something with which to coax an antidote from him? Convince him on my behalf? My clansmen have many needs. The king leans back and studies you with narrow eyes. I can respect one who puts their clansmen first. What would you ask? Oh. I don't know, actually. Oddleaf wanted us to get a safe place, so let's get a safe place. Space could be made here atop the Black Rock Plateau. The other families may not like it, but they'll make do. The king calls for Petrus, and you soon hear his hard boots echoing off the high ceilings. My king? That was awesome, the sound of the boots. Captain Petrus, our friend Alette, has agreed to speak with Raga. And Petrus, follow young Alette's orders. You're now hers to command as she needs. Sweet. See that this gets resolved as soon as possible. An honored guest. I may have gone extra renowned for taking that option. Nice, we just got a lot of renown there. That was great. So there's Petrus, Heroes, Oddleaf. Let's go check out what Oddleaf has to say. You're back. So what was that all about? What did the king have to say? Something about putting aside our differences, and he wants me to try and wring an antidote out of Ruga. Since Maynof's dying, everyone's been let into the city under his protection. I wonder if I'd change my mind like that if I knew the end was near. Is it not? Shut up, you know what I mean. So how are you feeling about all of this? All of this? Care to narrow it down? She smiles politely, waiting for you to question. Waiting for your question. How would you deal with the horseborn enemy? My deal? What do you mean? Oh, you're going to pretend like there's nothing up with you? I heard you giggling the first time you saw one. I don't giggle. Okay, look. Just don't repeat this, promise? I promise. When I was a girl, I remember my father showing me pictures of horses. They looked amazing. I wanted one so bad. Then he told me they were all killed, totally wiped out. Do you know this story? Legend says the Luma mother made horses and another god created the horse born from them. But there was a time when both the horseborn and horses existed. They'd see people use horses for farming and carrying goods and wouldn't know how to react. Was it slavery? Were horses like children to them? Or some living reminder that they were just dumb beasts? You could ask some of the same. You could ask the same about Varl. Come on, it's not the same. Varl look pretty different from Yox. No debate how the Horseborn were made. Anyways, rather than let anyone own horses, the stories say the Horseborn went crazy and slaughtered them all. They fought the humans a bit, but eventually retreated far south. They say the Horseborn felt such shame about the massacre that they never returned. Who knows what the truth really is? Up till the moment I saw one, I was never even sure the Horseborn really existed. But they're real. They're really real, and they're beautiful. And they're causing us all kinds of problems. Oddleif's beaming face and wide grin deflates. Tell me about it. Yeah, next question. What would you do in Manos' position? That's a tough one. You know me, I want everyone to live. Maybe even not hate each other. Ruga's men are bastards, but I don't think they deserve to die. I'm just glad the Vrol are on our side. But I'm not the king, so I guess there's not much else to say about it. She smiles politely, waiting for your next question. What should we do about Ruga? Gods, I wish he just didn't exist. You know he's not going to just hand over Cure, not without a high price anyways. He's gambling with people's lives for his own benefit. Why do people like him always seem to prosper? That's not true. I don't think that's true. Different people, different needs. I can't argue with that. Nobody thinks they're in the wrong. You spend so much time and effort trying to do the right thing, and here comes Ruga. He may as well be stabbing children as he goes, and people love him for it. But anyway, what can we do? Threats and beatings don't seem to work. The man can take a punch, I'll give him that. Can't kill him yet either, for Mana's sake. What does he even want? The throne? What's the point of ruling Arbrang for a couple of days before the darkness takes it back? Ugh, I'm sick of thinking about Ruga. Let's change the subject. It's probably got to do with his hand. He's probably just like mad about losing his hand. Yeah, we better get back to camp. Alright. How are you holding up? You ever get tired of doing the right thing? What choice do we have? Leave, go south, see what happens? I'm just thinking out loud. Some people are talking about ships. After what we saw in Fifth's Ijik, the serpent's blood was eating at the boats and it killed everything living in the sea. I know it's not a real option. Now we've got to rely on each other. Just remember, you've always got a shoulder here. Don't try to carry all of this on your own. Oh, that improved morale, talking to her. That's cool. Did that cost me supplies to talk to her? Because that's kind of strange if it did. So I can either talk to him or I can talk to him. What? Alright, I want to think about upgrades for a minute before we get into any more fights, because I got 70 renown to spend. What? Click on a unit. I've done that before. This isn't the first time I've looked at heroes. Come on, game. Don't be crazy. He could have crazy damage and break. Shield cleaver. Or I can make him just tankier with this, which sounds pretty good to me. I think I'll take him to rank 3, because that's expensive. We've got 2 points to spend. I think one of them's going into willpower. don't know what the last one's going to go into. You can avoid strength attacks. I think that's probably the next best place to put that point. Alright, Deadru, Skachanch, do you guys want to become the next level? Level 10? Probably bring you both to level 10, but then I would be able to bring either of you to like title bearing name. Which is kind of what I want to do with some of these points, is to use them on the titles, because the titles are great. Spend 25 to get him some regen. I think I should spend some points on like this guy here. Make it so he can dodge the armor attacks. Please don't leave sometime soon, Skachanch. Could make it so that he dodges strength attacks and put something else on there. Could give him +2 to all talents. Spread his points into different things. That could be okay actually. Make it so he's harder to hit and then split the points up. For whatever reason I took him up to like 9 willpower instead of giving him other things. It's not a terrible plan, I guess. Alright, Gris. I could spend all of that to get her an extra point of attack. I do want to promote her so that she can use this, right? Oh, promotions are different than investing in their things, isn't it? Like if I want to promote her to the next level, oh, it costs 10. Okay. I think we take Gil to level 12 then. I think we take Gil and her to rank 12, because that won't be very expensive, right? Please don't die, Gil. For now, we'll just take Gil to this point and hope that we don't regret that. +3 to all talents. Got some regen there. Some resist here. He's gonna get regen. Should have probably put a point into that. Although he does run out of willpower a lot. This will help him move into position to run through people and things of that nature. Put one more point into that. No. I can't make up my mind. Hopefully we don't get in a fight here before... Oh, Patreus was actually in there as one of our heroes. That was cool. I just noticed that as I was exiting. So I could bring him into the rotation if I felt like maybe the Horseborn were too easy to kill. Let's talk to him here, like before we go to talk to Ruga. We'll hold on to 25 renown in case there's like a shop or anything. We have not had time for proper introductions. I didn't even know it'd be necessary. Are you comfortable with the king's orders? It's not a matter of comfort. I was given as much warning as you were. That is to say, none. But if these are the king's orders, I will follow them. Is there anything you wish to know? Petrus stands at attention, waiting for your response. How did you come to... Yeah, let's ask him. How did he become the guard? He looks uncomfortable and unaccustomed to talking about himself. I won't bore you with the details. I was an orphan. I was young and impetuous. I overthrew the vicious bastards who were selling children in the slums. I did it without killing a man. King Minoff made me an honor guard. A few years later, after an attempted coup, I became captain. You may have a guess who incited the attempted coup. Fast rise to power. Power only means you have the luxury of putting your own needs last. Petrus stands at attention. Yeah, okay. What can you provide? Several hundred trained fighters, weapons, and armor, and access to the king, should you need it. Several hundred fighters in a city of several 100,000? We're lucky for it. Look at Frostfeller or Borsgard. The wealthy buy control. Any upset of balance, the wealthy families hack each other to pieces over it. Innocent people get caught in the fray. The king's trying to change that in Arbrang, but it's slow going. Traditions die hard. In my experience, many would just prefer to hack each other into pieces, the two pieces in the first place. Petrus stands. All right, yes. I'm an outsider. Why am I in charge? It would be above my position to assume, but in my position, you answered the question yourself. The king knows the other clans in our rank too well, I think. Schemes and secret plots flourish in a city like this, but your banner speaks for you. Who better than an indebted outsider to handle the other outsiders? So he can expect me to do as he says and take the blame if things go wrong too? That's one way to look at it. Aren't the wealthy families in Arbrang going to be upset about this? Without a doubt. I mean, I'm a lady, and apparently this universe hates ladies. Petrus stands at attention, waiting for your response. Alright, yes. That's good. There's Sprithrin. Alright, I'm almost more worried about the clans than the dredge. May I offer some advice? Please do. Rely on me to understand the city. Sometimes men who come from countryside see things as a straight path, but Arbrang is a circle. If you try to change direction suddenly, you risk being flung over a cliff. Are we dangerously close to a steep drop? And we're dangerous. Okay, I appreciate your counsel. Thank you. Of course, if you need me, I will be nearby. So he's like Eagle if you didn't get Eagle. It was cool how they just gave me like a bunch of the units like Eagle, because he's my favorite. He's a great unit. Should we look at Petrus? See what rank he is, see if he's got all of his points allocated, because he didn't have that much health or defense in that last fight. I think that ability to call in a unit is great. He's rank 10. He's got 11 points to spend. Well then. That's amazing. You just get a rank 10 unit at the beginning. You can run through, call in reinforcements. He can't stonewall, but he's got shield wall, which is amazing. I might have to learn how to use him. I don't need extra crit damage, I need to be able to resist. I don't need regen. I need to be able to resist, I think. Or just dodge. I like the idea of dodging. But that requires one of my points that I could just pour into these things to resist damage 20% of the time. He's not a great armor breaker. Let's put him side by side with... Nope, not you. So he's got more attack than Eagle, which is good. Using his run through could be actually very nice for him. Can avoid strength attacks. This is strength damage. Resist armor damage. Pretty good chance each of those are gonna trigger. He might be more useful than Mogre. If I need to, I'll put him in there instead of Mogre. But that's nice. I appreciate the game giving you one of those units. A rank 10 for free. Alright, Ruga, let's see what you have to say for yourself. I think we're ready. There's a market down here, never mind. I should have gone to the market earlier before spending all my stuff. Ooh. 1 armor to adjacent allies and self. That's a new item. +3 to all talents. To will a turn, never deflected. I'll probably get Gerder's advice. The 20 renown thing for +3 to all talents. That's a rank 10 item, which would probably go well on like Petrus in a fight if I needed to do anything. Also, let's make sure Let's back in the rotation here. You got that on him. +3 to all things. I'd probably keep this on her for extra range. Keep that on him because it's awesome. This is pretty good for her, extra attack. He doesn't have any talents that would benefit him. So that rank 10 item that gives me +3 sounds okay. Getting 2 will a turn is really good. Probably put it on him and just like use willpower as much as possible. Also boosting people who get adjacent would be kind of good on one of the Varls, because the Varls have a lot of adjacency. Like if I was able to get Mogre to level 10 here, and then put that on him, he could support Gris and all these others. I think we should go for the item that boosts armor on everybody who's adjacent to a target. Because that sounds really useful. I didn't see that earlier. The market was hidden. Increases your will talents. Which like nobody has really on my team. It's actually, I don't know. 1 will a turn, +3 will talents. I'd have to put on somebody who uses will like crazy. I'm pretty sure this is the one to buy if I'm going to buy any. Could get this for the Horseborn. If I buy this, I need to use Petrus in the next one, because he's rank 10, he can use the item. Either that or I give him crazy mobility and some break. gonna save the renown because none of those items scream like necessary. They don't seem that amazing. I'm gonna regret this, not spending the renown. I can tell already. Who could I use this with? Probably the Horseborn. Which one? Daedru would have as much strength. And this could work with the one that I've got the low aggro on. Let's look at Petrus's skills again just for a second. And then we can move on, I think. Because I don't know what his willpower will go towards other than mobility. At least not well enough. He's got Bloody Flail, run through, and reinforcements, rank 1. I think it'd be difficult to use. We're gonna pass. We're gonna pass and just move on. Maybe I should take a second to upgrade my heroes though. All the ones that don't have at least their points spent, like Eric and Hakon might even have a level up that I could do here. Because I don't know when they're gonna get pulled into combat like Oddleaf, and if I'll get even the chance to apply their points properly. Like, see this? Trigby. You can have those points, Trigby. And since let's say that's good for Trigby. Luden's pretty good here. Them both on that so they can dodge and stuff. Hakon, I love your ability to just run in and attack fools. I think to make you the most useful, we will hunker down. And take a little bit of the dodging, just all strength attacks thing is pretty good. Good job, Hakon. Now if we need to, we can use you. I bet the Varl are like just about to betray me, and like not having them leveled would have been awesome, and having them leveled is going to make it really difficult. Whoops. No, to get to dodge. This guy's one of my favorite units. Like the twins. Seems okay. If I ever need him, now I have him. Gredmunder. You got called into that last fight. That was weird. his skills again? He's got Bloody Flail on that thingy. For mobility's sake, we'll give him that. Petrus is good. Aleo is awesome, but I never use him. So what do you have now? You got Insult, that's good. That probably means we should give you some things like this. One's Insult and one's something that, yeah, it's kind of useful. Telling people to go away. It's good. Let's just see if you can dodge. Just outright just dodge. Eric's got some points. Likewise, I like dodge on my dudes. I think he's worth maxing out on his willpower. Heroic. Bet I have to fight these guys soon now. Nid is probably going to get used, so I want to be careful about how I actually spend her points. She can dodge attacks, she can crit people. Just getting that, definitely. I like using her willpower. And in case anybody tries to attack her, she's going to have some real dodge there. I think that's everyone. Cool. Now we go and we see what what's his face has to say to us. You willing to negotiate, Ruga? I hate forgetting to level people up and then like going into a fight. Petrus escorts you to your camp, which was set up while you were gone. I know King may not have asked you to speak with Ruga at once, but after his men ambushed us, I may have been too. He's not capable of speech for the moment. Seems like you two have some history. I will bring you to speak with him as soon as possible. For now, I would suggest rest. It has been a long day for all of us. Oblief has been waiting for you to return. You can hear singing and laughter in the distance. Where is everyone? Celebrating for the first time since we left Skrogar. We can't just stop. We made it. For the first time, yeah, we can just stop. We made it. Yay! Thanks to you. Aww. I don't feel done yet. The dredge could easily tear through that flimsy outer wall if they wanted to. And as far as I can tell, we've got no answer to the darkness. What do you think Ivor's doing right now? Probably keeping them from killing each other if I know Ivor. We're about to go to Ivor, aren't we? I know you're right, but I miss him. It feels strange. This sudden calm. Nothing to do but wait. You're right. I can't even work on Ruga yet. The guard captain went wild on him. Good. On the other hand, what if Minef dies? Between Ruga's loyalist, the Horseborn, and the power struggle, this city may turn on itself. Then I get to be queen, king, lady. The harder we try to grip this world, the faster it seems to slip from our fingers. We can't stop the world, Alette. All we can do is try to hold on. Come on, you deserve one night of happiness. Oddly fakes a brave face and leads you to where the rest are already celebrating. Alright, I guess this is Ivor's time to jump in here. And now we're gonna have to level up all the crew in that caravan. Choppy.
The darkness hasn't responded to anything I've tried so far. Damn you, Juno! How did you... Can't give up.
Tentacle monster. Why is there a tentacle monster? They're already in Strand. What? That didn't take them very long. So Zephyr's trying to hold back the darkness, it looks like, while Ivor went north, I think? They didn't tell us, did they? Just kind of showed us a little bit of them traveling together.
What am I doing here? I left my friends in Arborang and joined the Spellweavers, Juno and Eyvind, on their journey to undo the darkness and put an end to a world-eating serpent. Juno fashioned a dome of light around us, and we pushed into the darkness. I expected desolation. Instead, we've passed villages that look as though melted, and forests curled like fishhooks. I've had a bad feeling that these things will never again return to the way they once were, even if we succeed. With us came a band of mercenaries, the Ravens, tricked into believing the orders came from their leader. This, too, feels like disaster waiting to happen.
You need to address this now, Juno. You catch one of the ravens staring at you for the third time. The whispering between them has become worrisome. Not yet. Soon. The longer you control Falca's mind, the worse it'll be when you drop the tricks. The ravens you brought with us are hardened mercenaries. They won't take lightly to being kidnapped. There was no time to convince them properly, and we needed their blades and shields out here. What happened out here exactly? The darkness doesn't... the darkness doesn't kill. It warps. There are things hiding out here we don't want to meet. Perfect. I have a feeling they might notice this giant dome of light. I'm afraid it's necessary. It's the only thing keeping the darkness from warping us as well. I'll release Falca's mind soon. When they discover it, they're trapped within the light. So we're Ivor now? That's great. Unfortunate truth that we must count on. What I've done, I know how it looks. It isn't the way I wanted things to be. Please, Ivor, put your trust in us a little longer. Just fix this. Believe me, we're trying. I'm not looking forward to combat here. I assume we're about to get into some combat.
The old city on the human-Varl border looms ahead, twisted into a claw, but still Strand. Now, I have to imagine the longboats bringing fish in the harbor, and the bustling of merchants hawking goods. An unexpected light from Strand's great hall calls to us from atop the hill. We'll stop briefly to investigate.
Is this got to do with that thing that I saw on YouTube like a day or two ago? Because if so, that's amazing. That's really cool. Hello, Kiwi. If so, I can't wait to meet you and your witch friend that apparently I read about too. It's just like when what's his face did it. The way he looked up was like I think the same perspective that the scriber kind of looked towards Strand's Hall in the very beginning of the first game. That's awesome. Right. I saw that this lady and Valgard are gonna be joining us. Ooh. So many level 8s. And you're a rank 9 raid master. With a crazy amount of renown. No points to spend. Interesting. You're just a 12-12 though. With a bunch of points, I guess. You've got 4 to spend. Guess I'll be putting some of that into willpower. You can resist armor damage. Sure, we'll make him a little bit robust. Now, leveling up, I know it's kind of boring, but it's important. If you don't do it, you're gonna lose fights that you could have won. He's got Titan straps, which means he can regenerate. Extra crit chance sounds okay for him. Now, what I want to know is, does Lucky Shot apply to his axe throw? Because if it does, I'm gonna get that. Sunny finally figured out why I choose Lucky Shot. Let's just see if there's the word axe in here. Apparently it is, but I didn't highlight it. 0, nope. Alright, axe storms to hit chance cannot be modified by any item or talent. That's good. I thought so. If it could, I was gonna take that, because it would like instantly guarantee the first shot to strike. Let's try and dodge strength attacks. Volka's got some points. People will try to armor break her, so... Titan straps could be really good on her, actually. What kind of items do I have available? Very many? Nope. Looks like I don't. Armor and rest, will and rest, knockback, will per kill. Extra strength. That was weird. You got a beep in the background. I don't know if that changed anything, but it looks like everything in OBS is still working. That's good news, right? I like dodging. Dodging's fun. Mogan's got some points to spend. Needs the last point in that, and I think we'll get some points into this. I mean, a puncture would be really good on his other thing. On some visibilities. Like axe throw, maybe, would be cool to get puncture on. But it's too risky for me to rely on. I'd rather divert armor attacks. Alfwin. So she can heal 1 point. At least 1 point. How many points does she heal? Ride the lightning. Often uses her will to focus her energy, launching herself forward with her spear set. After hitting her target, she quickly retreats back to her starting tile. Because she can't move through obstacles or allies, Alpha needs a clear line of sight to her target. A long distance strike from her is devastating and leaves a target concussed, suffering 20% on his next attack. Minus 20%, I think that means? Or 20% is all they can do. She can't move through obstacles or allies, but she can just launch at people. Okay. Making them weaker. How much does it heal, though? Like... Oh, she'll get a point of willpower every turn. That's awesome. Alright, so Alfwin. Pretty much max. I can give her another point of health, or I can make her... maybe regenerate more willpower every turn. %20 chance isn't too likely. Let's take the dodge chances. Yeah. Alright. So it's been an hour. I think I'm going to take a little bit of time to look through the party and level up things before I start the next episode, because I don't want to start it with just like me looking at stuff. It doesn't sound exciting to me. Sorry if that sounds kind of boring for you, but yeah. Sometimes you just gotta do things like this. Ivor, I'd also like you to be able to divert armor attacks. They're pretty good to divert. do that for now. Ivan, wow, look at all these points. You got troll stones? So you control people with the troll stones. That's pretty awesome. I like that a lot. Something tells me he needs a lot of willpower, and I think that's all that really matters with him. If you keep him back and safe, he can just troll people. Use Ride the Lightning or whatever it is. Mend. All that kind of stuff. Yeah, you just get lots of willpower. Have fun with that. Ooh, look at this. Juno's confuse enemy. What does that do? Confuse. Does that mean they like don't move? I guess I'll find out soon, but I don't want to lose this fight. Yeah, there's nothing up on it yet, because this is like a new skill that's just been introduced. I would like to actually have more information on what confusing means. Do they become a friendly? Ooh, that sounds nice. I'm confused. Oh, it passes on to them, huh? So you can just keep boosting people's willpower. So you can use her to boost Alfund, I bet. Okay. I don't know what to spend my points on now. Probably want to give her lots of this stuff so that she can use her confuse and energy weave a lot. That's what she's here for. At least that. I don't want her to be too easy to kill, so we will give her max armor. I want her to be able to dodge strength attacks, so I'll give her some extra linkage for that. Is that everyone? I think I remember starting with like Ollie. Looked at Mogan Ollie. I haven't looked at Ditch yet. Ditch. Ditch is going to be important, I think, if I want to do well in this playthrough. I think I have to use his invisibility thing. bar. I would like him to also be able to dodge. Alright guys, we're gonna hope that your dodging works. Don't get exploit, get the divert. And this is dodge. Having low limits isn't terrible. Sigbjorn, I remember you. His attacks could cause puncture, which would just basically kill people really quickly. I'd rather have a Tempest with 3 levels on each of his stuff. He can dodge armor damage or strength attacks on him if I give him some points here. He needs 3 points in dodge. And then maybe extra crit chance, because he gets pretty good crit chance as is. Actually, let's make him robust, so people waste turns trying to kill his strength. Now that's everyone. Kinda want to bring Ivor instead of Mogun. And instead of Valgard, I might bring Sigbjorn. We already have 2 Varl out there. And Juno. Juno plus Alfwin could be like a really killer combo. She boosts their willpower. And she can confuse. I think we're going to take Ivor to rank 10 here. So this allows me to just dodge. So does that. Let's take a point in hunger down then. Probably do a point in robust for him as well. Now, how do we want to start? Maybe Krumar followed by Ivor? What would his improvement be? A better Tempest? Ooh, break talents, crit chance, range damage. I should probably give him this then. Let's upgrade Ollie and give him that rank, whatever it was. Oh, +3 strength actually is pretty good. And he doesn't have anything in break talents. He does. People are more likely to attack him because of this item. Probably keep that item on him then. Increase crit chance, extra range. Oh look, I have 2 of these. For whatever reason. I think that's fine. I don't think that's from a glitch. I think I just got the item twice somehow. 2 Varl, a ranger. Somebody you can boost people.